Hi everyone, today we will build a shopping cart application with React and Redux. We will use Tailwind for CSS. Let's start by installing the necessary packages. First, I will install the React package with width. Then I will install Redux package and Tailwind. And finally, I will install the React icons package. I think you know these steps and I will skip them to save your time. Let's start by deleting everything we don't need. I'm deleting everything in app.js. And I delete that. I create a div, and after that I delete useState, and I delete that. Okay, and I'm deleting everything in app.css because I'm going to use Tailwinds, but app.css I add margin 0, padding 0, box sizing border box, and body and background colors. Okay. Now to use Redux, let's go to main.jsx and wrap the app with provider. Okay. And of course we need to create a store file. For this I create a store.js file. First I open a folder called Redux. And I create store.js file. Okay. And import configure store. Okay. And after that, then I create store with configure store, export const store, and I add a configure store. And I create reducer. And I create lead reducer. Let's leave this part empty for now. We will add the slice file that we will create. And after that, now let's go to main.jsx again and add store provider. And I add store and store. Sorry. And import store. Okay. Now let's go to app.jsx and create header. Create header for the page. I create the first h1 tag and class text center and text gray 100 and text 3x large, font medium, and margin tab 2 and padding y2. Okay, and shopping cart. Okay, then I will add a class for the container div with full and flex call justify center and font primary, and I use Poppins as font primary. If you don't know how to add it, I added it to Tailwind config.js file after extent. Okay. Now I can create the slice file. For this I first create a folder called slice, and I create a file called shopping slice.js. By the way, I shared the images we will use in this project in the description part of the video. You can use those images or other images if you want. And there is a data file for product data. You can add this part to your project if you want. Let's continue. And there is a data. I first import create slice into the shopping slice file, and then the data file imports create slice and imports data from. Okay, let's first create the initial state, constants initial states and products data quantity 0 and total 0. Okay, now let's create the slice. Const shopping slice, create slice, and name shopping, initial state, and I create a reducers. Okay, export defaults shopping slice reducer, and that's enough for now. We will add functions here after creating the page structure. Now I create a component called component folder and create a components. I create a components folder and Navbar JSX, and I create a function. Okay, I import it to app.jsx. Okay, then I first create a p tag for navbar and home text, and after that and create another p tag and baskets. And after that, then let's add how many products are in the cart with the span tag. I create a span, and first is 0. Now I'm adding a container div class, flex row, and justify evenly, and margin tab 2, and padding tab 4, and text large, and text gray 100. Okay, then I add class for span, and text x small, align top, and background red 500, and text white and rounded full, and padding x2 and padding y1 and margin x1. Okay, that's great. Now the number here will be added from store.js. We will use selector for this, and import use selector. Then I create a variable called quantity, and use selector store shopping quantity. Okay, then I add quantity into the span. Oh, that's an error. Sorry about that. I forgot import reducer. Shopping slice. Okay. See, it's updated to 0 again. To check that this works, let's go to shopping slice and change the quantity. I change quantity is 10. Okay, as you can see, and change 5. Okay. Now I create a component called shopping product JSX to list the products. Shopping products JSX, and I create a function, and I import it to app.jsx shopping products, and I create a component called products. In this component, products will be listed, product.jsx, and I create a function. First, let's go to shopping product. I import const products total and quantity from shopping slice with use selector store and store shopping. And after that, then we will add the products with the map methods. And products map products and return products and key product name, and I add props name product name, and I add props price product price, and I add image props product image, and I add quantity props and product quantity. Okay, and I'm creating a div where the total price will be written, and I add a class flex row and item center and justify center and gap x24 and margin tab 12 and text gray 100, and I create a p tag class text 2x large and font medium, and I'm creating another p tag. It will write the price here too. I add dollar symbol at the beginning and total, and class name is text 2x large and font medium. Okay, and I add a class container div and padding by 4. Okay, now let's move to product.jsx. And firstly, I add a class flex for item center and justify center and gap 8 and padding x10 and margin tab 8 and background and text white and shadow large and rounded large and width 60% and mx margin x auto and padding y 1. Okay, that's great. And after that I import the props name, price, image and quantity, and after that I import icons from react icons. First, I create the image tag and add image. Okay, and class with 100 pixel. Okay, and after that I create a div. I add a class with 300 pixel and padding x10. Okay, here the product information will be added. I create a paragraph tag with class text x large, font medium, and I add a name. Okay, then I add the price information and I add a paragraph tag and a class text x large, font medium. Okay, price to fixed 2 and text large. Okay, now I'm adding the delete icon, F8 thresholds. Okay, class is a text red 500 and text x large and cursor pointer. Okay, that's great. I create another div. Class flex call an item center, and after that I create a paragraph tag, class text large and font medium, and text is quantity. Now I add 2 buttons to increase and decrease the quantity, and I'm creating a div for this, and button and decrease, class text large, and I create a paragraph tag, quantity, and I create a button, class text large, and increase button. That's okay. We have created the product cart. Oh, add a class flex row and item center, gap 4, text gray 200 and font medium. Okay, and quantity, and I added amount instead of quantity in the data file. Sorry for this. Okay, let's continue. And we have created the product cards. Now we will add increment, decrement, delete, and price update functions to shopping slice. I go to the shopping slice, and first I'm creating reducers, and after that I firstly increase quantity, state, and payload. Okay, const item state products find. I use find method, item name is equal to payload name, and item ++ item quantity ++. Okay, so if the product name is equal to the product name we selected, the quantity of the product will increase by 1. Okay, let's do the same for the grease quantity. I copy that and I paste it, but here the item will not decrease by 1 directly. We will add a condition for this. Firstly, decrease quantity, and item quantity is not equal to 0, and item quantity -1, and else 0. Okay, so if the quantity of the item is not equal to 0, it will decrease by 1, otherwise it will remain as 0. And we will also create a function for deletes. Now let's add them to the buttons. Remove items and state and payload, state products, state products, filter. I use filter method. Item name is not equal to payload name. So when we click the delete icon, it will delete this product from the list. Now let's export these functions. Export const increase quantity, decrease quantity, and delete remove items, shopping slice actions. Okay, now let's add these functions. First, we need to use dispatch to use the functions. Firstly, const dispatch, use dispatch. Okay, and after that, then let's first add on click the delete icon. On click, and dispatch remove items, we added name as a parameter. Let's check. I click delete icon and deleted this item. I click delete item. Okay, that's great. See, when I click on the delete icon, the product is removed from the list. Now let's add functions to increase and decrease button. And firstly, decrease button on click. Firstly, we add a condition. If the product quantity is equal to 1 and we clicked on decrease button, the delete function will be called. Remove function, and else dispatch decrease quantity and name is a parameter. Okay. If the product quantity is equal to 1 and we clicked on the decrease button, the delete function will be called. Already the same operation as remove items. Okay. After that, now let's add on click on the increment button. Dispatch increase quantity as name parameter. Okay, let's check. Look, I click on the increase button and the product quantity increases. Likewise, when I click on the decrease button, the quantity decreases, and when the product quantity is 0, the product is deleted from the list. Okay. Now we will add one last function to shopping slice and update total states let quantity 0, let total is 0, and after that states products for each. I use for each method item quantity plus item quantity and total plus item total, and return item total, item quantity times item price. And states quantity is equal to quantity, and states total is equal to total to fixed 2. Now let's export this function as well. Update total. Then let's go to app.jsx and add the price function with use effects. And firstly, import const products, use selectors, store shopping, and I will use dispatch for the function, and const dispatch, use dispatch, and dispatch update total and products and dispatch. Look, the current price has now been added. Okay. Finally, I want to add something. Let's switch to shopping products for this. List the products according to a certain condition. If there are no products, then add no products in your basket. Firstly, and I copy that, quantity is equal or bigger than 1. I create a div, I add products, and else I create a div and I create a hash h1 tag, class text center, text x large, and fonts medium, and margin tab 2, and padding by 4. No products in your basket. Okay. Total, it will always on the screen. Okay. Okay. We have completed the application. Let's check again. I delete that, delete. No products in your baskets. Text white. Okay. I increase the items and increase total. I decreases items quantity and decreases total. It's great. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel.